delighted to be here this afternoon to share a few thoughts with you on the evolving and increasingly becoming important Indo-UK collaboration in S&T. So first I'll start with a very well-known fact that scientific knowledge and technological innovations have played an inevitable role in India's growth story over the last many years. Now, India's technology transformation journey is fueled by combination of many factors such as was mentioned large pool of talent, entrepreneur spirit, favorable and futuristic government policies, and increasing digital adoption. Now, from being primarily known as the destination for outsourcing and software services few years back, India is evolving into a global technology powerhouse and a hub for innovation. Indian industries and R&D centers are forming a critical node in the global supply chain of various technological sectors. Now, India recognized the importance of emerging technologies such as was mentioned artificial intelligence, quantum technologies, blockchain and internet of things. These are just few of them. Clean energy transition is of course another area where we have lot of emphasis being put in the last few years. Now, to meet all these technology areas, our growth, government has articulated our priorities through number of missions, and we know that very recently quantum mission was launched all few months back, and we have a national AI strategy, we have a national blockchain strategy, and also recently we have a green hydrogen mission very recently with a almost an outlay of $2.6 billion. Now all this is to encourage our research, development and adoption of these technologies. So here industry, academia, government labs are all expected to work together and not in isolation. Now international engagement, as we all know, is key to India's tech transformation roadmap, and UK and India signed a landmark agreement as was mentioned on science research and innovation at the recently held in UK India Science and Innovation Council in London in April 2023, and I was fortunate to be a part of that delegation and saw the interactions and the enthusiasm and the positivity which led to this dialogue and the signing of that. Signing is one aspect, but what really matters is what goes behind it, what is the spirit behind that, and how is it taken up by both sides. So there is an element of trust in every relationship, which was very, very clear on the two sides to take this relationship forward. So unless you have the relationship, respect for each other's values, this will not proceed beyond signing the MOU. So this is critical in all relationships, and here also the strength of our collaboration will really arise from our confidence in each other's values, common values, and respect for each other. Now, this agreement you must have seen in the press. It strengthens our long lasting commitment to work together in challenging areas, and some of the areas have been explicitly pointed out in that agreement, such as climate change, net zero target, deep sea scientific exploration, maritime issues, green hydrogen, and advancing collaborations among our universities, which is really the backbone of our human resource, and building critical scientific human resource of high caliber in coming future. Now all these things will add to the existing UK India strategic tech dialogue that already exists, and it will connect to that, and it will take the collaboration forward in all these areas which I mentioned. Uh, I didn't mention quantum technologies, but that is also on the anvil. And telecom, of course, is a very, very important area. Now, so we found that not very often uh, we see that people are not really aware of what has gone on in the last few years between the two sides. Actually, sometime you feel, oh, it should be done, but then it comes out that such an effort is already on. So this, of course, ignorance is a bliss, as we say, but not always. To bridge this ignorance bridge, we have initiated a idea of putting a dashboard to track this Indo-UK S&T collaboration. It is in the making, and from Indian side, our office is leading it, and then we have the UK Embassy in India. They are leading it. Sarah Fallon is not here, I guess, but she is the one who is driving this from that side, and we hope that very soon we will come out with the dashboard in stages, because things have gone on for last many years. It's not like we are starting afresh. So we would like to capture a lot of it, and also like to capture what is happening in different sectors, not necessarily in one ministry. We realize that this collaboration is happening across many ministries, and that's where the need for the dashboard is really essential. Now, needless to say that private industry engagement is crucial for the technology transformation, as it brings together, of course, expertise, resources, and innovation necessary to drive significant change. And in India, it is increasingly realized over the last many years now that all the pillars of Indian economy, India S&T transformation have to be taken together. Otherwise, we will be only limping on one or the second leg. Now, here we have to see how do we make it favorable. We have to have favorable tax incentives and intellectual property protection, which is the key for a long-term relationship. So that has to be put on board, and see how do we take it forward. Lot of it is already happening. I am not saying anything new, but it is just to put together these thoughts so that it remains with us when we discuss future collaborations. Now, digitalization and skill development, as I said, is core to our development agenda, and we need future ready skill workforce in our country in the technology sector, and this is true not only for us in India, also for UK and for many other countries. And we very much hope that with this demographic dividend which India has, we can play a very important role in the technology sector to get this high quality workforce and contribute to the entire ecosystem. So this is something which we need to see. How do we do it? How do we do this industry academia collaboration and initiatives like the National Skill Development Corporation? As you know, we have that. That has been instrumental in bridging this gap, and many other things are happening. We have various platforms to do this skill development. It's not a one-time process. As you know, it's a dynamic process. It's happening. There are hurdles, but good news is, as I see over the last many years, I have been in this S&T system for a long time, that things have really changed almost 360 degrees from the time it was about 25 years back. So it's a good news, but we need to keep the pace of this more positive than what we have it now. So that is our endeavor, and I am sure all of you have the same agenda. Now, I will just end this brief remarks by again bringing up the startup ecosystem in the country. You are all aware that the startups, which were almost 450 in almost 2015, is about 93,000 as of last month, and the number is growing. And we also have uh, the thing which worries me, let me say my worry, in this large number, the deep tech startups are not many. So we have startups of various types, and everyone is important. I am not having a value judgment here. But what we need to see for both the countries, what we need are more number of deep tech startups. Now, deep tech startup ecosystem is not the same as for other startups where you want to make an app and get going in half a day. It's not that. It takes a long gestation period and the sustained funding and many other factors which are there. And our office is working on formulating a national deep tech startup policy. It is in an advanced stage. The final consultations between various stakeholders is almost getting done, and we should be putting it out very soon for the feedback. And I invite all of you at then to see if there are things which has been missed out in the policy document and what we need to do. So India's tech transformation, I will just end, is a testament to the spirit of transformation, resilience, and adaptability. And it is a journey that showcases the immense possibility when nation harnesses technology in a very not only sustained but a responsible manner for the betterment of our people and the world at large. And the theme of this year's G20 presidency, if you see India's theme, it reflects exactly that. So G20 has also brought in many relationships, many ideas together, and in our own office, we started a new vertical called G20 Chief Science Advisors Roundtable. So this is a government sector initiative because we felt that under this, since the chief science advisors are directly plugged into the government system, so the policies can be taken forward probably much more easier than if you come from outside. So we are trying that. We have taken 4 agenda items in that, and we hope that with this exercise, with all the G20 nations and also many invited countries, so we had excellent representation of almost more than 23 countries, and the last meeting in this will be held in August, where we'll come out with the summit statement. So with this, I close this, and thank you very much for having me. And you are all the leaders. I am sure you will do your best to take this Indo-UK partnership forward. Thank you very much.